It's like you can't do anything by yourself. You can say you built the muscles, but no, someone cooked the food, someone coached you, someone motivated you or said, hey man, you looking good, you know what I mean? Something like this. So,
that's so valuable to have that kind of thing. But like on a deeper sense, support, like it's crazy. Like there's so many things me and you and other people benefit from that are support, that are from people that are actually already, that have been dead for a while. Like we're still being supported by people that had a vision. They created something, and what they created, they might not even realize at the time that it's going to be still giving value to other people after their passing, which is just like, knowing that, then it almost like empowers you in a sense that like, wow, I'm benefiting from somebody else that was living at one time but not anymore.
That's true.
And so now I need to continue to do the same thing. Like it's almost like the circle of life.
Right.
Part of the circle of life. Like, dude, the circle of life is massive. You can dissect that all you want. You can talk about the circle of life. It goes back to like, you give out value, like whatever you put out, you get back in return. Yeah.
I forget who quoted this, but it basically says you're not intended to finish the mission, but you are intended to carry it on. So, like for like, like I was telling you about like one of my virtual mentors, or like Muhammad Ali, what he brought to the table, not just boxing, but he was a humanitarian, and he gave a lot of love to people, right? So it's up to us to carry that on. It's like carrying on a legacy, or whoever you believe in,
It's massive in that sense. It's like stonemasons, like they're working on cathedrals.
Right.
They do the same thing day in, day out with the bricklaying and building this cathedral. But in their lifetime, they're actually not going to see that cathedral built fully.
Right.
So it goes back to like carrying on that mission, but not finishing that mission. But what they're doing is going to lead to finishing that mission. They just won't be a part of seeing it fully developed.
Exactly.
And it goes back to like having a higher purpose.
Right.
Once you have that higher purpose, man, like, it'll get you through like those stages of suffering, drudgery.
Right.
Of like, why am I doing this again, man? This is not really like, it's very monotonous.
Right, and then you go back to that purpose. You're like, all right, that's why I'm doing this.
Yeah,
let's keep going.
That's why I'm doing this day-to-day struggle. That's why for this.
It's funny that you said that too, because like the Great Wall of China, that took what centuries, maybe. So some people, they died doing that work. And now it stands to this day. You can see it from space. It's like one of the wonders of the world.
And that's the interesting thing too. Like you want to kind of go down the route now of like having a successful team. Like you want like high-end team members and stuff. You want people that have that. They're on par with like how you internalize it. You want that higher purpose. You want people that are willing to be okay with knowing that, hey man, what you're doing, you're not going to see it fully complete in your lifetime, but you're going to be a part of building something that'll last forever. And for endless amounts of people to take in all of its beauty, take in all of it, what it offers and what it can do for somebody when they see it and when they experience it firsthand.
Exactly. And the team has to be okay with that. You see what I'm saying? So it's definitely, the whole team has to have that vision, more or less.
And that's probably one of the hardest things nowadays is in order to communicate that vision to a lot of people, whether it's in a work environment.
Right.
Because like you look at like my job or your job, like I'm sure a lot of like not everybody there is on the same page as far as what they want and what they want to do and what they even like how they interpret who they work for.
Right. Exactly.
But it makes sense though at the same time because we're like most people, we're all surviving. Really, like
we're all just trying to make it happen.
Sense like we're surviving.
We're all just trying to make it happen at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But it's like you said, some people have different visions, or they don't know what maybe they don't even know what their end goal is.
Well, that's the thing too. A lot of people, because they're so used to the day-to-day of getting by, or just feeding themselves with limited enjoyment, so they can get by. Like limited entertainment, they don't even, that thought doesn't even really cross their mind as far as where they actually want to go, why they actually want to go and have the life they want to live, like their purpose, their desire. Why are they working? Why are you even attached to the job, or why do you even have a job in the first place?
Right. Why do you have a job in the first place? Like, do you have it because you want it or because you need it?
Yeah.
It's funny you said about limited enjoyment because I remember in the Army you used to get through the week, live for the weekend, right? That's basically what you're doing. And then on the weekend, that basically distracts you from all of life. And then when you go back to the week, you're just working for the weekend, right? So that weekend sometimes is a distraction.
Yeah.
But stay focused on the weekend out there. Stay focused on it. That's what we're doing, right? That's what we're doing right now.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, again, literally, like sharing ideas, sharing perspectives, having an arena or a platform while staring at a mustard bottle. That's my tripod right now.
We're making it happen.
That's what I love. That's what I love about. You look at like successful musicians, but especially like rappers or hip hop artists. Right. A lot of them have like this similar story structure for how they became successful. They grew up with nothing in terrible environments, in very violent environments a lot of times,
right.
Unhealthy relationships with family members around them, or no support really. And they really started with nothing, and they're extremely successful because they had nothing. And because they had nothing, it really forced them to be creative, to really stick to always continually taking action, to always putting themselves out there, to risking it.
Right,
risking it, risking in the sense that they realize that risk, if it pays off, is going to take them somewhere, rather than risk not just for
fun or whatever.
I guess they're intentional. It's intentional risking.
Right. Well, you have to. If you want to be successful at some point in your life, you're gonna have to take risks. And if you come from nothing, or like you come from a fortunate situation, or something, or your why, like we were talking about earlier, if your why is strong enough, it's gonna force you to take that risk. What you gotta do. So no matter where you're from, whether you're from like a poor family, rich family, I know a lot of rich kids who their parents are like, look, you're not getting any of our money. You got to go get it yourself.
Yeah.
And that's like, okay, I'm going to show you that I can go get it done. You know, so no matter your situation, go for the gusto at the end of the day. Go for the gusto.
What's the gusto? I'm actually
You never heard that?
No, that's what
it's just a term that
gusto.
People say, like, go for whatever you want.
What would gusto? Is gusto translate from something? Does that originate from another language?
I don't know.
Go
for the gusto, right?
Do you know another language, by the way? Do you know
I don't fully know another language, but I do study Arabic. Yeah, I do study Arabic, and we live in Florida, so everybody knows some form of language. I mean Spanish.
Yeah, Spanish. Yeah, you go to Miami, and you're like another country. Gringo gets thrown out a lot.
Yeah, they do, big time.
I enjoy that. I like different environments like that. That's cool that you study Arabic. What's the story behind why you do Arabic? Is that
well, I study Arabic because I'm Muslim.
You're Muslim,
yeah, I found Islam in the military.
Mm-hmm.
Some people see it as like ironic, like you go to the military, but that's where I found it at.
Yeah. And
in order for me to read the Quran and like know its full meaning, right? I gotta be able to read it, so fully.
Oh yeah.
I mean, reading versus knowing what it means is totally different.
Totally different. Yeah.
So that's what I'm working on right now.
That's cool. How long have you been like learning Arabic?
I guess you say off and on for about like since 2010, but like right now this year I started with a Quran class learning with the so every Sunday, speaking to today's Sunday, between two prayers, Maghrib and Isha, so it's like an hour and a half, study with the Imam. It's like a class for converts. So we study the Quran. You start off with the letters and then you just keep on. We're on the fourth lesson right now. So.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that. Religion's been interesting for me because I never grew up religious.
Yeah.
And the more I kind of continually do education with like self-development and such, you pick up on like, it doesn't really matter a lot of different religions, but a lot of them, they kind of have like the overall you
thing.
can find like key traits that what they're teaching is what like successful individuals will take on board.
Yeah.
It's like, look at like prayer.
Right.
Prayer, whether it be praying or like meditation or affirmations. It's all like the similar thing. You surround yourself amongst positive thoughts, positive attitudes.
Exactly.
Not wishful thinking, but like visioning. Like when you pray for somebody, you're envisioning them to be better, to
get out of their situation or whatever that is.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny that you said that because the way I look at it is, it's like having your navigation system. Let's say you're in California and I'm in Kentucky, but we're going to Seattle. Like, we're both going to get to Seattle, right? You're just going to take a different route.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So no matter what it is for people out there, like whatever helps you become the better you, then you choose that path.
Yeah. Kind of goes back to like individual basis. It's different for everybody. You can never tell anybody like this is the set way.
No, because things evolve, you know.
Things evolve, and everybody has a different background. In the sense, like, again, that environment you grew up in, the people you were around, the stimulus that was around you that got into your head, it's led you to become who you are. Yeah. I wish I knew, like, a quote off the top of my head, but I've heard from certain people I've listened to as far as on, like, the topic of religion and kind of, like, pulling, like, however your spiritual faith is and just being able to pull from different religions to kind of form like almost your own like navigational system.
Right, your own navigational system. Well, I personally think that everyone should study other forms because then you're going to be able to be more well-rounded for yourself. So, and then ultimately, when you read, there's no other outside influence. Like, so your heart tells you like what the truth is or what your truth is, should I say. So whatever resonates with you, it works for you. So you should, do what resonates for yourself.
Oh, absolutely, man. Again, that self-awareness is no joke. Know thyself, man.
Know thyself,
Know thyself, and the more you know about yourself, you'll save time. You'll be able to connect with people so much better.
True.
Yeah, well, by that time you already have your why. The why is big in my life right now. The past like several months, actually really 6 months. Like the why is always in my mind.
Okay. By the way, what's your why? What's your why?
Big for me. So like kind of just breaking out a little bit about myself. So I'm like an only child. So the longest time that I can remember, I've always just had this urge to always want to be different and unique, and never been happier. Just always question like, this is it? Like I'm growing up throughout middle school and high school and college, like this is it? Like why? It doesn't really make sense why I'm doing this, because I know I want to do something much more elaborate and something like that just makes me feel unique in the sense that I'm really making a difference or impactful and such. And so my why pertains to knowing the opportunity I have and the freedom I have as an individual through people I've interacted with. So a big why of mine would be able to have enough finances to, for instance, finance people's recovery with whether it be spinal cord injuries or some type of neurological issue.
Right.
Because just living with people that I've seen on a first-hand basis, the quality of life is non-existent. Like there's quality of life, but it's so much dramatically lower than what we have.
Yeah, definitely.
And knowing that, and that's just like one case. Like all over the world, there's different quality of life. It doesn't have to be pertaining to a neurological issue, but just knowing that I've had a great life up until this point, and there's so many other people in the world that just don't have the same opportunities.
Sure.
Whether it's in the U.S. or just other countries that have better opportunities in other places, and knowing that, like, wow, well, why not try and help as many people as possible to have a better life? And so, like, one of the things I got written down here is I want to be able to contribute over $100 million to like core,
right,
to clients, to charities that can really help change somebody's life. And another why of mine would be to own my own private island, to then hire at that point, but have my own private islands where I'm connected with DJs or musicians that I like and I enjoy, and then also have health wellness. So basically create a music festival titled with health wellness on this private island, and basically create an environment where it promotes in the moment experiences for living.
For living.
Because like the way I see it, when you're on a private island, all you see is the ocean around you.
That's it.
So you don't even think about the outside world.